Welcome to this look at a new mod map on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. This is Urjanvaara. This is a new mod map out by SP24699. 100.18 megabytes download. And if I'm not mistaken, which I often am, this is the first Finnish mod map on console. I'm pretty sure. On PC, I know we haven't got it yet, but Ola Haldor's done a Norwegian map, I think it is, and Holmerkra was Swedish, I think. Pretty sure. So this is the first Finnish map on console. The map looks like this. Largely forested area. We've got farming area down here, so you can set up a small farm and sort of get yourself going. There's a lot of information about this. It's a piece of imaginary municipality of Hoika in Kainu, Finland, inspired by the acclaimed Finnish television series MrSealyp. I've never seen it, but apparently it's very much like it. There's some information on this. There's some extra bits we'll talk about. One thing I wanted to point out, or a couple of things actually, there's a custom crop calendar, soil map for precision farming DLC. It does say there's Finnish license plate as well, but it's to do with the weather. Where did it say? Dark and snowy winters that put your winter equipment to the test. Now I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. What I'll do is put it onto a winter environment, get some snow, take a nice sort of snowy Finland sort of picture, and it was dark. I mean, like it barely got light at all. I've never seen anything like it on a map before. It was incredible. Anyway, so yeah, be aware of that if you're going to if you're going to go through the seasons when it gets to winter. Blimey. So the map is broken up like this. Prices are pretty good, I have to say, for the plots. What's that? 65 grand, 97. That large plot there is only 193. If you're on the farmland areas, they're a little bit more expensive because that's not just woodland, that's usable farmland, so they're a bit more. We've got, no, I'll probably if I says Kalijärvi, I think that means fish lake, fish pond. And then we've got Lintujärvi, which I think is bird lake. I think. There are also 3 purchasable private roads that in the winter, if you get heavy snow, it's up to you whether you clear them or not. But you can buy, if I click on it, it's going to let me in a minute. Nope. But there are purchasable private roads, which is an interesting thing. Now, here's the other thing with this. The slot count in all 3 game modes is 509. The reason it's the same in all 3 game modes is on all 3 game modes you don't start with anything. I'm trying to think of another mod map where that's been the case. And I mean nothing. Don't even have a pickup. We get dropped off here at the bus stop. And we don't have anything. We don't own a plot of land. We don't have a vehicle. Nothing. So what I'm going to do from here, we'll go back to the map. This is where we get dropped off, down here. It's a bit of a walk to the nearest place, what we're going to do. So what I'm going to do, we're going to hop on over to the main store. I'm going to lease a pickup, and then we'll go around the map, and we'll have a look. It's just, honestly, it's I've never encountered anything like it. It's bizarre. Now, and that, again, could be wrong on this, but I looked at the translations of this because I was looking at the place names and things like that to see if they had meanings. Urjanvaara, it says it means danger of death. And there's one we'll get to later on that says Kaukovaara, which is, it means distant danger. I'm not sure whether that's right or not. If you're Finnish, let me know. But anyway, so I'm going to hop over there. I will see you in a moment. And here we are. Now, again, translations. It's not always, it doesn't come out great when you check on the internet. That comes up saying iron and agriculture. So I'm assuming agricultural machinery. And I think that means sales. I don't speak Finnish, I apologise, but anyway. So, this is the main vehicle store. I'm going to grab myself a pickup and then we can head on around. This is also the reset point, so if you need to reset anything, for any particular reason, this is where you'll do it. It doesn't really matter what colour we go for, does it? Let's go for blue today, why not? So, because you start with nothing or no land, This is one of those ones where it really fully puts you in that position of you can go fully start from scratch right off the bat. Gas station, I mean it's remote, or if you want to sort of get yourself going, yeah, probably start on your own farm manager, I guess. Because as it turns out on this one, new farmer, you start with less money than you would do on start from scratch. Because that one you start with 500,000, on this you start with 100,000, so it's worth bearing in mind. So the reset is behind the building if you're wondering where it is, and the vehicles workshop is just through there. So from the gas station, sort of spinning around in a circle, made myself feel dizzy then. We've got placeable areas and stuff dotted around. There you go, there's your workshop. So this is one of those maps where you've got enough. If you want to come out on here and do a bit of forestry, you absolutely can. We've got the farmland, which we'll get down to later on, which you can start off there. You can start off small farm, and then if you want to expand, clear some trees and that kind of thing if you want to. There are patches around the map. It's hard to see, but there are little clusters and areas where there is open ground. There's some more fields here. And you can find those open sections, have a bit of a, you know, either use the build mode thing and treat it like a drone or something and have a whiz around and see if you can locate them, buy those plots up and have fields there. Then you can cut roads into them, that kind of thing. But also, it's not littered with production chains. Now, that's not taking away anything from any other map. This is one of those ones that it's not a completely flat, open, build-it-yourself map, but it does give you a lot of scope to put whatever you want, wherever you want, and as much as you want, which I guess any map's like that, but I don't know. I suppose that the thing as well in my mind thinking, it's really cool, it's the first finished map I can think of. And if you're Finnish, maybe this would resonate with you more. I've never been to Finland, I would love to go to Finland. I want to do some Scandinavian countries. I wouldn't mind going to Norway, Sweden, any of them, I'd love to go. Anyway, dairy, just there, production chain. Now, what we're going to do is stop here and we'll talk about build mode. Mods put in by the map maker. There's no vehicles under farmhouses. Now, it's difficult, I think it's down to the translation. But it does say about houses, an increased selection of constructible player homes. So I read that as, oh, that's pretty cool. You have to build them. You know, like the Alien Gym did that pack where you have the little disc, and when you do it, you get all the sound effects and it kind of builds it. I did check and it's not, but under here, under farmhouses, there's a whole selection of farmhouses. So you can start on a smaller one and work you up to bigger houses to place them if you want to. They're in here. We've also got under productions, and this is where there's some extra stuff put in as well, which is quite cool. We've got a barley juice factory. Now that does say, right, barley juice, a northern alternative for vanilla grape juice. So that one is barley and water in, and then you get this barley juice out. Interesting one, never come across that before. We have got an oat cereal factory. Now, unlike the regular cereal factory, this one as well is more of a northern recipe, it says. It makes cereal out of materials that fit the northern setting. So again, we've got barley, we've got honey, sugar and oats, and that makes the cereal. So whilst it is still a cereal factory, it's just using different things that would fit the environment a little bit better. And then we've got sawmills to place. And again, this does say about the sawmills, a custom pallet type for planks, stacks that make handling large quantities of lumber a bit quicker. When we get down to the sawmill, I'll show you, because I took a screenshot of that. I thought I'd test it because I wasn't sure what that actually meant. There's nothing under animals. Under landscaping, what did we have? Oh, I think it was trees. We had quite a few extra trees. Painting textures are pretty much the same, or they're all put down as modded, so they might be changed slightly. But that's it as far as mods go put in by the map maker. So what we're going to do is have a whiz round. Lighting's really good, like I say, until you get to winter. I'm not even joking. It's not like the sun comes up and it's only up for an hour or so, or a couple of hours, you know, and you think, oh yeah, you know, short days. It's like, it's just not light at all. You get a little bit maybe, and then once, if it snows, forget it. It's just dark. But anyway, something to bear in mind. We've got the grocery store just here. Sell point. And then we continue on. I assume I'm on the correct side of the road. And then I think we turn down here. Now some of these bits we've got quite long drives between. You can see all the little trackways that come off, there's little houses and stuff. Like I say, there's little plots all over the place. You can have a bit of an explore, so you can place your sleep trigger wherever you end up deciding to put it, or you can build a house wherever you want. Again, it's that thing, you can clear your own bit of land, and you know, you can start off with the portable the portable sleep trigger, or you can have a little tent mod or a bench or whatever you want, and then gradually work you up if you want to, but however you want to go about it. So we're off the main roads now. I like the fact you've got the main roads and you've got these that are more, they are trackways, but then you come down to then the even more rougher trackways as you get further off into the wilderness, so to speak. I also like the fact you've got these ditches either side of the roads as well. It does mean, if like I have done in the past, where you're doing logging or you're doing a map and you've been playing long hours, or it's late in the night and you want to get some stuff done ready for the following day when you're going to record, and you're tired and you make a mistake and you go off the road, it could have consequences. It really could. So I'm going to go to the map and show you where we are and where we've been. So we jumped from here up to the main store. So we've done around the main store area. And then we came up to the grocery store. Did I show you the vehicle workshop trigger? I'm trying to think now. Did I go around the back and show you it? I think the workshop was there. That's the sell point. I didn't show that. That's the farming shop. So farming shop, vehicle store, but there's a farming shop sell point at the end of the building. I meant to show you that. I just looked at the time, I thought, hang on, I didn't show you all of those. Grocery store, we've come out and down here. So now it's a long drive all the way down here till we get to the farming area down here. And that's the one I said, it's Gportal estate. So we're going to head down to there. I will see you momentarily. So coming up on the left, the ground opens up a little bit. So it opens up, makes it sound like a hole in the ground. We turn in here. So we've got the Gportal estate sell point, which is just there. We've got the livestock animal dealer just there, but we don't have any pastures or anything. And then we've got a buy point here for manure at Gportal estate. That silo is just there for looks. Like I say, you don't start with anything. There's no buildings in so much as like silos and things. But there's a fair bit of open land here. So if you want to just, like I said on previous map tours, you could just do small farming in a forest environment. If you're quite happy and you can plod along, you might want to expand a little bit, but it doesn't have to be a forestry-based map. It can be a farming-based map, even though there's not a lot of farmland on it. It just depends what way you view it, what way you kind of look at it. So, from the Gportal estate, got to remember the route. Pretty sure when we get to the bottom, we hit a T-junction and we need to go left, I think. I have to say it's been quite interesting of late. I don't know if it's because of Silver Run or, you know, we would often get a lot of maps would come out, and then every now and again you get a forestry map. Sometimes you get, you know, a couple in close succession, but there were always far more, I say, normal standard maps compared to forestry maps. I think the blend of having farming and forestry together is always a nice one. But of late we have had quite a lot of forestry based maps. Not that's a bad thing, I don't think, but depends how you feel about it. So, down here we are now in the southeast, pretty much the southeast corner of the map. We've got grain mill round here. It's a production chain. Oika mill. And then round the back we've got a kind of depot of sorts with two different sell points. The left hand one, I need to get this right, we have got the furniture retail chain, under dock 1. Then dock 4 is grocery wholesaler. So this one does furniture and planks. I'm going to double check that. I'm sure it was furniture and planks. If we go down and have a look here at all the different ones. There we go. Planks. Farming shop will take them. Furniture retail chain and furniture will come here. So yeah, furniture retail chain, and then grocery wholesaler on dock 4. Cool. From here, we're going to go across the southern part of the map, out towards the sawmill. That requires, I think it's right then left, I think. Whoa, sorry. You go. I know DJ and people that have a crash counter. I need one of those. Pulling out in front of traffic counter, I do it so much. So, actually, probably not a bad time to have a look at the map, is it? So from here, the Urjanvaara estate, we came down here to the T-junction and took a left. Came down to here, to the grain mill, furniture retail, and the grocery wholesaler. We're now going to cut across the bottom, just go underneath the fish lake, out to the sawmill just there. Again, it's a bit of a drive. Just stop there, have a look through to the lake. Lovely. There's a lake. I don't know what I was expecting. There's a lake there. As far as I'm aware, it doesn't say anywhere. There aren't any collectibles on the map. And I checked in the usual place that I look, and it doesn't say there are any. I know people, sometimes I forget to say stuff, I'll be honest. Sometimes I'll go down my list, I'll get to look, and I'll miss something that I had on my notes and I forgot to say it. Usually if I haven't said it, it means it's not there. If I haven't mentioned collectibles, there probably aren't any. I know people often say, you didn't mention it, but are there any? So I have to try and kind of cover myself now, if there aren't, by actually saying there aren't any. Just because I should really. So, sawmill. We are now all the way down here. So the wood chip point is just there. Sawmill. Now, this production chain, and it did say, I've said already about it does custom pallet type for planks, stacks that make handling large quantities of lumber a little bit quicker. So rather than doing your regular plank types, or plank type, which it does, it just makes planks. You bring your lumber, it makes planks. This doesn't do platinum DLC stuff, it doesn't do wood beams or anything like that, but when it does the pallets of planks, they do look like pallets of wood beams. They are just planks, but rather than being 1,000 litres, they're 2,800 litres, and they will look like this. So the sawmill here is 180 grand, I think it is. Yeah, 180,000. And because there's ones that have been put in there by the map maker as well, as far as I can tell, they're exactly the same. If we go into build mode again, go to production. I think it's just a different coloured roof, I think. Yeah, I think that's all. I think that's the difference between the two. So you could clear an area, and you could have a couple of sawmills, one up to the north, one here down the south. So we're now down in the southwest. Right. Carrying up, we're going to go back past the lay-by and the bus stop where we were dropped off. And we're going to head to the Urjanvaara farm. Now, again, like I say, I haven't watched the television series that it was talking about. But apparently, if you are from Finland or you've watched the television series, you might not be from Finland, but you might have watched the television series. This will be very recognisable as the farm from the television series. So, I don't know. So we cut into the country. There's a couple of little fields up here as well. I like the fact there's always little trackways and stuff that lead all over the place. Here we go. Little cluster of houses at the farm here. And your sell point just on here. At the Urjanvaara farm. And that's the map. From here, up the road, past where we dropped off, cutting up here, we're now there. That's the map, Urjanvaara by SP24699. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.